If you are in a personal year 5 right now, buckle up, because everything is about to change. Year 4, you built the foundation. You did the hard work. You created the structure. And now, year 5 is when that structure gets tested, when everything you built gets shaken up, when the universe says, okay, you built something solid. Now, let us see if it can handle change. Personal year 5 is the year of freedom, of adventure, of unexpected shifts, of breaking out of what has become too small. This is the year when routine becomes boring, when stability feels like a cage, when you need something new. Year 5 is wild. Year 5 is unpredictable. Year 5 is the year you cannot plan for. You can only ride. Welcome back to Fortune Flow. I am Sage, and if you are in a personal year 5, get ready for the ride of your life. Today, we are diving into personal year 5, what it means, why it feels so chaotic, and how to navigate the most unpredictable year of the 9-year cycle. Personal year 5 is the 5th year in the 9-year numerology cycle, and it is ruled by the number 5, the number of change, freedom, adventure, and unpredictability. If year 4 was structured and disciplined, year 5 is wild and free. This is the year when everything changes and keeps changing. Freedom becomes your priority. Adventure calls you forward. Routine feels suffocating. Unpredictability is the only constant. You need movement and variety. Year 5 is the pivot point of the 9-year cycle. Years 1 through 4 were about building. Years 6 through 9 will be about deepening. But year 5 is the transition between those two phases. And transitions are messy. They are uncomfortable. They are chaotic. Year 5 is when the universe takes everything you built in year 4 and says, great. Now, can it handle change? Can it bend without breaking? Is it flexible or is it rigid? This is the year when jobs change, relationships shift, living situations transform, health requires attention, travel becomes essential. Everything feels different, and here is what makes year 5 difficult. You cannot control it. Year 4 rewarded planning and discipline. Year 5 rewards adaptability and surrender. The more you try to control year 5, the harder it gets. The more you resist the change, the more painful it becomes. But if you can surrender to year 5, if you can ride the wave instead of fighting it, this year becomes the most liberating year of your cycle. Year 5 is not here to destroy what you built. It is here to free you from what has become too small. Year 5 brings powerful gifts, if you are brave enough to receive them. Gift 1, the gift of freedom. Year 5 breaks you out of whatever cage you have been living in. The job that felt stable now feels like prison. The relationship that felt safe now feels limiting. The routine that felt comforting now feels suffocating. And year 5 gives you permission to leave, to quit the job, to end the relationship, to break the routine, to choose freedom over security. This is the year when you remember that you are allowed to change your mind, to want something different, to outgrow what used to fit. Year 5 teaches that freedom is not selfish. It is essential. Gift 2, the gift of adventure. Year 5 makes everything feel like an adventure. New experiences, new people, new places, new ideas. This is a powerful year for travel, for trying things you have never tried, for saying yes to opportunities that scare you. Year 5 is when you book the trip, take the class, start the hobby. Meet the stranger. Say yes to the invitation. The universe is expanding your world in year 5. Your job is to say yes. Gift 3, the gift of change. Year 5 proves that you can handle change, that you are more adaptable than you thought, more resilient than you knew, more capable than you believed. Every change in year 5, even the hard ones, builds your capacity to navigate uncertainty. And that capacity, that becomes one of your greatest strengths. Year 5 teaches you that change is not the enemy. Change is life. Gift 4, the gift of liberation. The greatest gift of year 5 is liberation. Liberation from what other people think. Liberation from who you used to be. Liberation from limitations you outgrew. Year 5 is when you break free. Free from expectations, free from shoulds, free from the version of yourself that no longer fits. This is the year you discover what it feels like to be truly free. And once you taste that freedom, you will never settle for a cage again. But year 5 is not easy. Let me be honest about what makes it challenging. Challenge 1, everything feels unstable. Year 5 is the most unstable year of the cycle. Nothing feels solid. Nothing feels certain. Everything is shifting. After the stability of year 4, this instability feels wrong. You want solid ground. Year 5 gives you quicksand. You want certainty. Year 5 gives you questions. You want control. Year 5 gives you chaos. The lesson, stability, was year 4. Flexibility is year 5. Learn to find your center even when everything around you is moving. Challenge 2, you cannot plan. Year 5 laughs at your plans. You plan one thing, life delivers another. The job opportunity falls through, but a better one appears. The relationship ends, but freedom arrives. The plan fails, but the detour leads somewhere better. Year 5 requires you to hold your plans lightly, to make plans but stay open to change, to have direction but allow for redirection. The lesson, control is an illusion. Surrender to what is instead of forcing what you want. Challenge 3, relationships get tested. Year 5 tests every relationship. Friendships that were solid suddenly feel strained. Partnerships that felt secure suddenly feel uncertain. Connections that felt aligned suddenly feel mismatched. Because year 5 changes you. And when you change, your relationships either evolve with you or fall away. This is the year when some people leave your life. And it hurts. But year 5 is making space for relationships that match who you are, becoming not who you were. The lesson, let go of what no longer fits. Trust that the right people will stay or arrive. Challenge 4, fear of making wrong. Choice. Year 5 presents many choices, and you will be terrified of choosing wrong. What if you quit the job and regret it? What if you end the relationship and lose your person? What if you make the change and it is a mistake? Here's the truth. In year 5, there are no wrong choices. Every choice teaches you something. Every path leads somewhere. The only wrong choice is staying stuck because you are afraid to move. The lesson, trust yourself, choose boldly, course correct if needed, but choose. Here's how you make year 5 work for you instead of against you. 1. Embrace the change. Stop resisting. Stop fighting. Embrace the change. Say yes to the shift. Welcome the uncertainty. allow the transformation. Year 5, change is not happening to you. It is happening for you. Trust it. 2. Prioritize freedom. Make freedom your compass. Every decision you make in Year 5, ask, does this create more freedom or less? Does this job feel expansive or restrictive? Does this relationship feel liberating or limiting? Does this choice feel open or closed? Choose freedom. Always. 3. Say yes to adventure. Year 5 is not the year to play it safe. Book the trip. Try the thing. Meet the person. Take the risk. This is the year for new experiences. Travel if you can. Explore if possible. Say yes to what scares you. Year 5 rewards boldness. 4. Stay flexible. Plans will change. Adapt. Expectations will shift. Adjust. What you wanted yesterday might not be what you want today. That is okay. Year 5 teaches flexibility. Practice it. 5. Move your body. Year 5, energy needs movement. Exercise. Dance. Walk. Move. When Year 5 feels chaotic, moving your body helps process the energy. Physical movement creates mental clarity. 6. Trust the uncertainty. You do not need to know how everything will work out. You do not need to see the whole path. You just need to take the next step. Year 5 is teaching you to trust the journey even when you cannot see the destination. Trust it. Here is what Year 5 creates for your future. Year 5 creates space. Space for Year 6 to bring new responsibility. Space for Year 7 to go deep. Space for Year 8 to step into power. Without Year 5 change, you would stay stuck, stagnant, outgrown. Year 5 breaks you out of what is too small so you can grow into what is next. This is the year when you shed old identities that no longer fit. You release relationships that have run their course. You leave situations that have become cages. You choose you over comfort. And that choice, that sets the stage for everything that follows. Year 6 will bring service and responsibility, but only if Year 5 freed you to choose it. Year 7 will bring wisdom and introspection, but only if Year 5 gave you new experiences to reflect on. Year 8 will bring power and abundance, but only if Year 5 taught you to trust yourself. Year 5 is the pivot, the turning point, the moment everything shifts. Do not waste it playing small. Do not waste it staying safe. Change, move, choose, leap. Because Year 5 is building the life you will live in Years 6 through 9. Make sure it is a life worth living. If you are in personal Year 5 right now, I know it feels chaotic. I know nothing feels certain. I know everything is changing. But hear me when I say this. You are exactly where you need to be. Year 5 is not here to destroy you. It is here to free you. So let it. Let the change happen. Let the old fall away. Let the new arrive. Trust the uncertainty. Embrace the adventure. Choose freedom. This is the year you break free from everything that has been holding you back. I am Sage. Stay blessed. Stay aligned. Peace and light. And if you want to know what comes after Year 5, or learn about the complete 9-year cycle, Check out the other videos on this channel. The numbers are speaking, and year 5 is saying change, choose, fly.